What's up, Cinephiles? For this episode, ang i-review namin ay ang nag-best picture ng Cinemalaya 2016, Pamilya Ordinaryo, directed by Eduardo Roy Jr. Nakaka-premiere lang sa Netflix. So, Kevin, what is this movie all about?
Pamilya Ordinaryo, or Ordinary People as listed in Netflix, is the story of two teen parents named Jane and Aries, played by Hasmine, Kilip, and Ronwaldo. Those two young people are living off the streets by stealing money, and one day life takes back at them by stealing their baby. Now, throughout this search for their baby, the movie will shed light on all the dirt that's happening in the lowest of the lows, and also of how these people are being perceived by the society. This is a very socially relevant and socially charged movie, and apologies if biglang lumiko yung usapan sa politika, but I will really try my best not to and judge the merits of this movie as its own. Okay, so Phil, take it away with your initial thoughts.
Okay, so Pamilya Ordinaryo, like I said, ito nga ay nung 2016 pa, nag-best picture siya sa Cinemalaya. Noong mga panahon na yon, hindi pa talaga ako masyadong active manood ng mga Filipino films. So, hindi ko napanood pa itong movie na to up until yesterday nung nag-premiere pa siya sa Netflix. And I'm really glad I got to watch it. I really enjoyed, and as a matter of fact, I really loved this movie. Isa sa mga plus factor kung ba't nagustuhan ko siya is I've been living in Manila for 7 years. So, familiar ako sa lahat ng shooting locations nila. This movie made me kind of feel guilty kasi in all the years that I've been living here in Manila, being surrounded by these people, kasi marami talaga niyan dito. They're really everywhere. I perceive them as dangerous. I perceive them as, well, not really desirable citizens of society, na minsan nakakalimutan ko yung kanilang mga struggles to survive their daily lives. Ultimo, pagligo lang, o kaya ultimo yung mga basic commodity na tinitake for granted na mga kagaya natin ay pahirapan bago nila makuha. Na-portray siya maigi dito sa movie na to, especially how society looks at them. And these people are just trying to seek help to everyone, sa mga authorities, sa mga mas may bosses sa lipunan. Hindi talaga sila ina-accommodate para matulungan, kundi para lang just to get it out of the way, just to do their jobs. It's really, really obvious na they don't really care about these people because of how they perceive these people. So this movie is kind of a bit of a guilt trip para sa akin. It's also a wake-up call. I really hope na maraming makanood ng film na to.
It's really very vicious and very bleak. Well-deserved ang Best Director Award for Eduardo Roy Jr. back in 2016. Funny thing is, when this movie first came out, medyo divisive ang reception dito. And you know, to get that affirmation for you that this is really what's happening, that we just choose to sweep these issues under the rug, that we can't really face it. This is like the reality check that we need. This is like a huge slap in the face. This is our dirt. You felt like this is not yours, but really this is also yours because we are part of one nation, we are part of one country. The mere act that you're just watching, you're being disgusted with what's happening without really taking any action, is also exploitative. Anyway, one can make an argument that this has become a hyper-realist scenario, but really, if aware ka sa mga surroundings mo, you definitely know that this is being close to reality. And I like that may structure ito kasi hindi lang to basta-basta tapon ng mga this is crime, this is crime, this is crime. There's a flow and structure that's happening, that it circulates from the bottom, then goes up, then goes back to the bottom. That these people are all victims of an oppressive society. Like, there is a behavior that we inhabit once we fall onto the trap of doing whatever it takes. And throughout the journey nga ni Jane and Aries, we follow the moral consequences of every action that they're going to do. Because, you know, as a parent, you will do whatever it takes to take back your child. But to what extent? So, mas pina-extreme na pa-extreme ang scenarios dito, but I really felt like these are still grounded to reality.
I completely agree. It is very grounded in reality to the point na napaka-authentic pakinggan, especially nung script. Baka yung iba dito ma-culture siya kung gaano silang ka-casual lang mag-usap ng mga gagawin nila na pagnanakaw. But I can tell you from personal experience na ganun talaga yon. I mean, sometimes dito sa Manila, maglalakad-lakad ka, makakakita ka ng isang grupo ng mga bata na nag-uusap lang casual. Ano pre, ano nanakaw mo? May nakuha ka ba? Ganun. And yung talagang casual na pagmumurahan. So, nakuha talaga nila yung authentic na way of speaking or way of living ng mga tao na to. I think I have to discuss yung main takeaway ko pagdating ng ending nito. Because, again, as a society, we look down on all these people. Pero something happens towards the end that shows na these people are not savages. Meron din silang humanity and they deserve to be treated with the same respect as other human beings. I've never been really one to totally look down on these people. Most of the time, takot lang ako kasi of course, we're all afraid for our safety because we know what these people are capable of doing just to survive. This is a wake-up call for me to really intindihin din yung struggle nila sa kanilang mga day-to-day lives. Honestly, kahit pag ninitpick sa film na to, wala akong manitpick.
Napakaganda ng timing ng movie na to because as you might know, there's a quote, something along, calamity is a great equalizer. And now we are all almost on the same boat. Marami sa mga kababayan natin ay hirap. And some of them are experiencing for the first time what it feels like to go through a day without having to eat something. This very issue that we neglect, it comes biting back because you know, ang kasabihan, bilog ang mundo. Ito may mga part dito na pinakita yung police procedural, how those who are so-called Samaritans, they all have their hidden agendas, like whether it's for TV ratings or radio shows or whether it's just for publicity stunts. We get it now, like in this life really, you have to give and take. But sometimes, etong mga nasa mga tinatawag nating lusak na lipunan, they're just being taken and taken. And when they try to fight back in the only way that they can and the only way they possibly can, which is to, yun nga, still commit crime, we look them down and not really reflect on how our minuscule of action will ripple through the whole entire hierarchy, ultimately affecting those who are in the bottom of the food chain. Can we talk about the performances?
Oh yeah.
Both actors, Hasmine and Ronwaldo, they're really great, and I know they already got the recognition they deserve, but you know, for the purposes of the review, I would still wanna throw them some recognition. Ronwaldo, napaka-fit sa kanya nung young, naive, and bad boy look niya. And if you're not aware, si Ronwaldo ay kapatid ni Coco Martin yun. And also, Hasmine Kilip.
I was not aware of that.
Yes. And Coco Martin, as you might know, he started from indie scene. So, it's nice to see his younger brother taking on the same path. And then Hasmine Kilip, wow, you know, the only way that the director can execute these bold decisions if you are really game for laying it all out and bearing everything, because this is the dirt of the society, and yung dedication niya, yung commitment, I am in awe. Obviously, not all actresses can do what she's done here. You really felt the gravitas, the pathos of her performance. I was just blown away because we are following these two characters and they really felt real.
Another thing pala na, again, medyo na banggit na rin natin in passing, no, is yung failure ng system sa mga tao na to. I might get hate for this, pero some people really believe na the best way for these minors on the street, the best thing for them is mapunta sa DSWD. Whereas, nabanggit nila dito sa movie na to in passing, for instance, is yun nga, na parang kulungan daw doon. Yung sa mga social welfare is not really the best din para sa kanila. That's why some of these people choose to be on the streets. Again, yung sa police station dito, para sa akin, it's a really disturbing yet powerful scene. People, you have to watch this. Kailangan nyo makita how blessed you are. Kung ganong karami yung opportunities given sa inyo unlike sa mga other people na to. Because it's not all the time na if you stay na mahirap is kasalanan mo yun. Most of the time is you're just not given the opportunities to grow, to earn.
That really gets into my nerves. Yung kasabihan na pag lumaki kang mahirap at namatay kang mahirap, kasalanan mo yun. They're really not understanding that sometimes no matter how you try to claw your way out. People are keep on stepping on you, giving you no opportunity to improve your current situation. Sometimes it's just impossible, and that's the reality of life. Aside from throwing dirt, it doesn't hold back on the dirt inherent within these people, because I would like to talk on the dynamic of relationship between Jane and Aries. I think that's really important. Clearly, they have a dysfunctional relationship. You've seen Aries being abusive, and Jane can be manipulative at times. Just on a microcosm context, their relationship reflects the relationship of some of the households in this nation.
I'm glad I got to watch this even though 4 years late na ako. And again, I really hope maraming makanood ng movie na to because it is very timely. These people, they're not the savages we think that they are. They're just really struggling to survive. And it's been a while since I've given this grade, but what the heck? I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars.
For those who are claiming this to be another sensationalized poverty story, I think you're really wrong on this, because it will ultimately affect on what will you do for the next days. This is definitely something that will stay in your core and will hopefully move nation to do action. So I'm glad that it's on a widely used streaming platform, and I hope every one of us can see this movie. If there's a minor gripe here, I think just the ending, it felt abrupt, but overall this is one of the finest that Cinemalaya has produced over the years. I'm gonna give this one a, you know what? I'm also gonna give this one a 5 out of 5 stars.
It deserves it, man. It deserves it. Okay, so that's it for our review of Pamilya Ordinaryo. Go ahead and watch it on Netflix. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
Also, we would like to know your thoughts. If you agree or disagree, don't be shy on telling them on the comment section below. Till then, guys, thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Bye!
Bye-bye, guys!